Well, the first thing I did was really try to communicate to the writers that we needed to connect with the actors and vice versa, because that was the missing link. If I could solve that problem, that would be more than halfway home to making the series relevant and even more dynamic. That would be it. And that was not an easy task, because when I came on, there were people that were, I sat down with a fellow executive, and he was telling me, well, I want to bring in this person to direct and that person, and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I was like, sorry, but I'm going to be directing every episode. And they were like, what? I said, it's really Bill Cosby's idea. It really was his idea for me to be hands-on all the way. So it was, I didn't want to relieve anybody of their jobs and their, ability to help, let's solve this problem together. But it was a bit of rearranging for them to understand who I really was and what my task was going to be, and that I really had the authority to do whatever. Well, what it was I looked at every episode, and I also saw a lot of foolishness. I'm all for laughter, and buffoonery is okay, but to an end. What is it about? We don't have time to do an episode at a black university where their assignment is to take care of an egg. No. We're dealing with serious issues out here between education, poverty, joblessness, pregnancy, drugs, gangs. We have a lot of issues. And this is a historically black college, and we want to put ourselves on a level with other colleges. Like Howard University is the Harvard, it's always been the Harvard to us. And we have professors that are so dynamic and so incredibly gifted that they've been trying to extract them to go to these other big Ivy League schools, but they are committed because there's a purpose here. We have a purpose. So I needed to do that, but I also needed to bring in the life. There was no fraternity life. I mean, how do you do a historically black college and you don't have fraternities and sororities, stamping around? Not even. That's not even real. Every Friday at Howard University, you go up on the hill, and it's a song fest. And it's an homage right back to African culture, the boot dance, all that stamping and stomping that comes right out of it is cultural DNA that is still happening, and the whole idea of gathering. So relevancy, cultural aspects, and new characters. So I wanted to get some new characters on the show. And that's when I discovered Cree Summers, and it was not just Cree, there were other people, but also how do we use Sinbad? How do we use him? How do we use the Jaleesa character? Jaleesa is the older student, and she needs to show more maturity. I wanted to change how she looked. Her dresses were too short, too many fingernails, too much hair weave. I wanted to get rid of some of that hair weave, some of those fingernails. That was one of the first things. So I found Cree Summers, I found Charnel Brown. I wanted to find, who's the young Whoopi Goldberg on this show. Already had Kadeem and Darryl Bell, and Jasmine Guy. I had brought her to Los Angeles in Fame. She was my baby from Fame. And when they put her on the show, I was like, ooh, Lord, they getting ready to find out. And she was such a dynamic character. But how do we use these stories? Who is really Whitley's boyfriend? I remember sitting down with Susan Fales, just challenging her that whoever can make her laugh is who can get her. Not the most handsome guy. He was wearing the flip downs, and he was kind of looked at as kind of goofy. But no, that boy is more intelligent. He can make her laugh. He can get her. And it ended up being the whole, match for the whole series between him and Whitley and their parents and the mothers. And so my edict for myself was to make it relevant, make it cultural, and just go deeper with the characters and see what's going on, behind the masks.